Didier Drogba comes out with the biggest hint so far that Romelu Lukaku could be returning to Chelsea. A certain reliable source openly says Lukaku is a Chelsea target, and we talk about Mason Mount and Kurt Zouma's opportunity to go to Euro 2020 after both their sides beat their team. England beat Albania. So let's get into it. Welcome to the Kafka's View, guys, and today's video is going to be a great one. We're going to talk about everything Romelu Lukaku, and we're going to see whether Romelu Lukaku should be at Chelsea. Romelu Lukaku's journey to come to Chelsea is one of dreams. Came to Stamford Bridge, cried as a kid because he saw that pitch and he fell in love. There's openly videos of him saying, I'm going to play here one day. His journey at Chelsea was short but sweet, and he built himself a tremendous career. The rumours have it he's coming back. But before we get started with that, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and in the comments below, let me know, Erling Haaland or Romelu Lukaku? Because it is split on my Twitter. People are saying Romelu, some people are saying Haaland, and no one's giving me reasons. I want to know. Personally, I want Erling Haaland, right? But I'll give you the positives and the negatives of Romelu Lukaku today. So before we get started, let's aim for 150 likes, but let's get into it. Didier Drogba and Romelu Lukaku had a little lovely encounter on Instagram. Romelu Lukaku replies to him, "We working hard." Like literally, you can see Didier is teasing the fans. Didier knows something that we don't. Didier knows that there is concrete evidence from Chelsea. There is no way Didier is actively teasing people because he knows what his word has and what power the emphasis of social media can have when it comes out from one footballer to another. Lukaku fueled the speculation. Lukaku's one that enjoys the speculation. Then you got Christian Falk coming out and openly saying Erling Haaland is first choice, but if we don't get Erling Haaland, Romelu Lukaku is a perfect choice for Chelsea in their eyes. How do I feel about this? I don't know how I feel about this. I think he's a very good player. I think Romelu Lukaku has really improved, and I think Romelu Lukaku gets a lot of unfair criticism based on his all-round play. I don't think which is that bad. I just think people want him to be prime Benzema. They want him to be prime R9. But reality has it, he's got better numbers than Benzema though. His numbers are phenomenal. His numbers have been phenomenal from a young age, and there is a good narrative. Unless you're one of the GOATs, unless you're going to retire as one of the GOATs, the R9s, Mbappe in the future, Erling Haaland. Until you're 25, your numbers aren't going to be great as a number 9. But Lukaku's were fantastic. Lukaku's numbers were up there at good level. And now, he is absolutely dominating at Inter Milan. He is absolutely killing it at Inter Milan with over 50 goals. Over 50 goals. Let me get the numbers out for you guys. The numbers are right here. It's Kafka's View. We do research. B-Tech research, but we do it. Look, so what does this say? 42 goals in 62 Serie A games. Over 50 goals in 89 games. That is a phenomenal stats. This player is openly coming out and putting numbers on the board. He is one of the best strikers in the world, but he won't get the credit because he doesn't do it aesthetically pleasing. He doesn't do a step over. He doesn't beat a man with a flip-flap. He's just a clinical machine. Do you want that at the club? Personally, I don't want it. I know I gave him the whole hype. I don't want it because I don't think this is the style we should be going with. I personally believe I want Kai Havertz as the false 9. I want a work ethic player on the left-hand side. So someone between a Timo Werner, a Pulisic, or a Mason Mount. And on the other side, I want a creator. And when I say a creator, I want a Dybala, or a Cho, or a Hakim Ziyech. You understand? That sort of player. If we get Erling Haaland, we change the system. That's the kind of player you change the system for. Romelu Lukaku, for me, is not the level of caliber of player that you change a system for. Romelu Lukaku is a great piece to have, but it's not the piece you make. If this was a pizza topping, the way I'm going to say it, he is expendable. You can literally get him out and bring something else in, and it'll be great. It's not a chicken pizza, is it? Like, chicken is the main ingredient, so you can take the pineapple off and put peppers on. Do you understand what I mean when I say that? It's literally like that. He's expendable. He's not Erling Haaland. He's not Mbappe. He's not that caliber of player where you go, oh man, we're really missing out here. So for me, I wouldn't be interested in this. But the deal could potentially happen, and the deal could happen because he's with Rock Nation, he's not with Raiola anymore. Last time the deal broke down because of Raiola, and Raiola demanding so much money and the influence from Paul Pogba to get the player over to Manchester United. So Could it happen? Let me know in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts. But let's move on to a more interesting story. Kurt Zouma played for France today and they won 2-0. Kurt Zouma had a dominant performance, kept another clean sheet, and it looks like Kurt Zouma might be going to the Euro. It's very interesting for me that he's competing with Upamecano, Lenglet, Varane, Laporte, and a bunch of other defenders in Samuel Umtiti, Lucas Hernandez, yet he is still a front runner to be going, and he's not playing consistently at Chelsea. What does this tell me? It tells me he needs to start playing consistently, because the options that France have are absolutely fantastic. Yet, and this is the key thing, Deschamps rates him, and Deschamps really likes this player, and I love the fact that he really likes him, because I think Kurt Zouma is criminally underrated. I think Kurt Zouma is decent on the ball, not fantastic. He is not John Stones, he's not Virgil van Dijk, he is not David Luiz, Thiago Silva, but he defends like a machine. He's dominant, he speaks a lot, so his leadership capabilities are on fleek. This guy is absolutely essential to having a team, to have a good spirit, and more importantly, with players that lead by example. He's one of those two-time Premier League winner, numerous cups. This guy is built for the big occasion. For me, he goes, and there's a reason Deschamps sees so much good potential in him. So you guys let me know in the comments below, would Kurt Zouma be a starter for you guys when he, at Chelsea, at the heart of that mid defense? Personally, for me, you already know Andreas Christensen or Thiago Silva is the way I would go due to the on-ball capabilities, but I see the quality in it. And I think we could generate a massive fee, somewhere north of 35 to 40 million pounds to fund moves for Erling Haaland, to fund the move for a new elite level centre-half. I want to hear your opinion. Finally, the final story is the story about Mason Mount. Mason Mount got a start against Albania and looked decent. I'm recording after the first half. England is just not entertaining to watch. I'm not going to lie to you guys, so I just turned the game off and decided to start recording early. I was going to do a little match review, but it's boring. Nobody wants to watch that. But Mason Mount is an interesting player, because I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, right? Mason Mount, Phil Foden, James Maddison, Jack Grealish, Dele Alli, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, and Lingard. The last four I said, Dele Alli, RLC, Ox, and Lingard, no hope of getting on that plane. Zero hope of getting on that plane, in my opinion. I think Lingard's just making up the numbers while all the other good players are injured. The reality is that only two of Maddison, Foden, Mount, and Grealish can play. So who would it be? I'm going to be here to make a case for Mason Mount. I think Mason Mount has got the trust of Gareth Southgate. I think Mason Mount's off-ball capabilities are very attractive at international football. His creative stats are very good as well for Chelsea. I think he's the third most creative player in the league at this moment in time. But the interesting aspect is, does it correlate to England? Playing for Chelsea, you have more of the ball, you're more dominant, and you're more creative and expansive. Playing for England, you play in a more rigid formation, hence why his defensive capabilities are so much more viewed and respected for England. So for me, it depends which way England want to go. Personally, I think Foden and Grealish are a tier above Mason Mount in ability and just attractiveness on the eye. Aesthetically more pleasing in the way they dribble with the ball, the way they can beat a man, the way they can create. But Mason Mount is very effective in what he does in the non-tangibles. His leadership capabilities cannot be mistaken, and they're not measurable. If you guys watch basketball and you're aware of the Boston Celtics, Marcus Smart is that guy. The stat sheet doesn't show how great he is, but in reality, he is so important to the squad that if you get rid of him, it could be the downfall of your team. And can Mason Mount be that piece for England and for Chelsea? Because at the end of the day, when you think about it realistically, right? Mason Mount, his place is consistently being questioned everywhere. Whether it's at Chelsea, whether it's at England, this guy is always defying the odds and being someone that, in my opinion, is worthy of going to the Euros and being one of those players. But sometimes I wouldn't complain if he started. I genuinely wouldn't. As long as you get Jack Grealish on the left or Phil Foden on the left and Mount goes as the 10, I'm fine with that. I really am. Because England aren't going to dominate teams to the point where they can get away with carrying a player. And Mason Mount ensures that we'll be in midfield battle. But I want to hear your opinions. So who would be the starter in your number 10 role for England? Maddison, Foden, Grealish, or Mason Mount? let me know. So yes, Braduki, I am so sorry. Honestly, there's limited news. I just wanted to bring you guys the Lukaku news. I wanted to engage some debate. I wanted to talk a little bit with you guys. So hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Honestly, the last video done fantastic. I really appreciate your support on that. So yeah, let me know what you guys think, because realistically, right, I can't wait for Chelsea to get back. On the next Thursday, there will be a match preview for the West Brom game. On the Friday, we'll do a match prediction lineup. And then on the Saturday, there'll be match reviews once again. Chelsea channel, you know the deal. But we will be covering England at the Euros. There'll be a lot of transfer rumours. And eventually, we will start a podcast. But that's something to do with time and just demand. The more you guys request it, maybe then I'll start. Because at this moment in time, it's not something I want to do. But hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let me know your thoughts, right? Peace out, I'm out. Bye.